I don't know about you, but I've been experiencing some crazy energetic experiences lately. I think since the Aurora Borealis, the sun's energy has been immensely heightened. And then over the last few days, about the last week or so, the energy of the sun has just been full beaming down on all of us. It's been really interesting because I didn't know exactly what was happening at first. It was really only this morning that I've started to get some more psychic downloads and some insights into what's actually coming through. But some of the experiences that I've been going through, I would just like to share because maybe some of you have been experiencing the same thing. The first really unusual thing was like a metallic taste in my mouth. I've been having this for about maybe 3 or 4 days, and it got to the point where I was checking the water and I'm thinking the water is fine. I don't know why I've got this metallic taste in my mouth. It was really like to the point where I was using soothers and throat spray just to like clear my mouth, but nothing was really working. I was super tired, so I have to admit I had Reiki for myself on Friday, which was amazing, and I don't know what happened, but I got supercharged, and I normally take Fridays to rest, but there was a lot of work being done. I had so much inspiration coming through. I pretty much wrote almost all of my Protect Your Energy Part 2 for Reiki Healers course, which is coming soon, so watch that space. And then I didn't sleep all night Friday night, which was really annoying because I ran a Reiki level 3 course over the weekend just past. And then on the Saturday night and the Sunday night, I could not get out of bed. I was exhausted. I think I was in bed at like 6:30 p.m. like both nights, and I slept almost 12 hours both nights, which is very unusual. I know I didn't get much sleep on the Friday night, but that was, like to the point where I like had to drag myself out of bed, which is very unusual because normally I'm a morning person and I love teaching Reiki, and so normally I bounce out of bed, but this was definitely, I noticed it as an odd thing. I felt very like Gumby like the bones had disappeared from my body and I was kind of like floating around in space. And then the other weird thing I've been noticing in my meditations is that when I do my self Reiki practice and I close my eyes and I go into that kind of psychic realm or a higher realm, and I can start to channel information and different things come through, but I can also sense and see and feel different spiritual, aspects, different beings and so on. And something that I've been noticing over the last little while are like these like particles in my house or just like around in space. And I was thinking, what is going on? Like I've actually seen this kind of thing before, and when I noticed it before, which is probably, I guess like almost a year ago, I didn't really know what I was experiencing. And even over the last few days, I was kind of very confused, but it was kind of there so vividly in my mind and I could see them so clearly. And I was thinking, okay, maybe like I've gone away for a week and a half overseas to Singapore and Malaysia, and I've come back, like maybe some weird energies got into the house, which is kind of strange because I Reiki'd my house like right before I left. But it got to the point where this morning I actually sat down and Reiki'd my house again because it was like so many particles flying around. Anyway, and then after that I sat down, I really sat in meditation and was kind of like asking Spirit, what is going on here? And I realized that these were light particles. So the earth is traveling through a really dense spatial kind of dimension, I guess we could say, where the sun's rays are really heightened and they're really entering planet Earth and also our physical bodies as well at the moment. And so if you are noticing some of the same symptoms that I've been experiencing, the other thing that's been really annoying, could be a little bit TMI, but my stomach has been like so painful. I've been sorry if this is too much, really constipated, really gassy, and I'm just like, oh God, like what is going on in my stomach? Like nothing, I just feel like nothing is kind of moving. But interestingly enough, I've had these conversations with other people who are very high frequency and work with energy for their daily work, for their job, and they've been having either the same or the opposite effect where they're just going to the bathroom like all the time. And so I think either of those experiences are linked to this new light frequency that's coming down and entering planet Earth at the moment. Really interestingly as well, like in my own meditations, I've literally been seeing sunbeams like coming out of my heart center to the point where it's almost like not like faint sunbeams, but like boom, like big, like light coming out of my chest, where I've known that there's been an upgrade or something is shifting and happening. I've had a lot of like insights and downloads dropping in, especially when I was away overseas actually. And also when I've come back, there's been more shifts and more changes in the way that I see the world. My awareness has grown. I'm becoming very much aware of the things I still need to let go of and still need to transmute. I'm doing a lot of inner work and shadow work and dark energy work, and there's kind of like a lot that's been happening behind the scenes for my own personal development. And actually I'm about to go and do my Seichem mastership in a couple of weeks, which I'm very excited about. And then the other thing that I've noticed is Seichem Reiki is a form of Reiki that's known as like the Egyptian Reiki, but it's linked to the goddess of Sekhmet. And Sekhmet is the sun goddess, right? So I've been seeing goddess Sekhmet coming in a lot lately, and I kind of thought maybe that's just because I'm about to do my Seichem mastership course. But now I've realized that she's a sun goddess. If you see a picture of her, she's a beautiful Egyptian goddess with a sundial on her head. So it makes sense that I'm seeing a lot of her at the moment. And I've also been noticing my Kundalini has been rising and activating and transmuting through my body quite a lot over the last couple of weeks. So what that is, if you're not really sure, Kundalini is a serpent energy. It's the feminine essence. So basically it starts from the very cell when you are conceived, and then it grows throughout the body. And both men and women, every single person has Kundalini energy. It's everyone's feminine essence, but it's our power, it's our creative energy, it's our sexual energy. It's kind of a mix of a lot of things, but ultimately it's our creation energy. So from that energy, we can create our reality, create our life. So Kundalini is kind of depicted as a serpent coiled at the root chakra at the base of your spine. And then it kind of, when Kundalini rises or awakens, you'll feel it like moving up through your body like a spiral and then out through the crown of your head. And for me, I've had a huge Kundalini awakening last year that was very destructive and caused a lot of physical issues amongst other things. But since then, especially in the more recent past, in the last couple of months, but especially in the last few weeks, I've noticed my Kundalini gently kind of awakening again and swirling and moving up and up and up through my chakra points. And when that happens, you may or may not notice like downloads of psychic intelligence or information from spirit, or all of these, like the higher knowing. It could even be from your subconscious mind or your higher self. So just lots of information can come through. How I feel it in my body is like a rising of energy through my chakra points. I'm very visual, as I think most of us are. So I also often see like a serpent. I'll see it coiled at my root chakra in my mind's eye, in my meditation and self-Reiki practice. And then I'll feel it and see it and experience it somatically moving up my spine and out through my crown. Sometimes people will be alerted to the fact that their Kundalini is stirring because they will see serpents or snakes in their mind's eye, in meditation, in self-Reiki practice, even in their dream state. A lot of people will see serpents. A couple of years ago, I remember there was probably about a year, maybe even 18 months, where a lot of my clients were seeing serpents or snakes in their Reiki healing sessions. And I know that's because my energy was activating their Reiki, their Kundalini energy as well. But no one can force Kundalini to activate or awaken. Even if you go and do Kundalini classes, there's no guarantee that your Kundalini will awaken or activate. And to be honest, it's not a good or a bad thing either way. Your Kundalini energy will rise and awaken when it's ready to. You can't force it, and you wouldn't want to anyway. So I think if you have had that experience, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't had that experience, don't worry and don't go looking for it. I would just breathe, relax, meditate. If you've done Reiki, then practice your self-Reiki practice, because those are the things that are going to help you connect back to your heart space, connect back to your own energy, which is really going to help ground you. These light codes that are coming through at the moment, these light particles that can be, if you really are open to your third eye and you've got psychic abilities especially, or if you're very sensitive to energy, you might actually even see or feel or experience these light particles. One of my spiritual people mentioned that they kind of look like little stars. I don't really see them like that. I see them, it sounds a bit gross, like particles after you've like vomited or been sick, and you kind of like just can feel there's like energy around. That's kind of how I sense it, but it's not yuck. It's like light and a bit cloudy, and I think that's why I was unsure about what it was until really only this morning when I was like, oh my God, like of course it's linked to these light particles. I had this very clearly coming in. So if you are experiencing seeing these light particles, or if you're experiencing these somatic and physical or emotional upheavals like emotional outbursts or gut issues, either being too blocked or being too the opposite, metallic taste in your mouth, being super tired, like overly tired where you just can't get out of bed, and especially if that's not your normal just in the last week or so, then you're probably experiencing the same thing as what I'm experiencing. And just know that your body's processing these light codes, it's processing this higher frequency of energies. So your body is going through a major shift, not just your physical body, but your emotional, mental, spiritual bodies as well. And know that things will come to the surface so that you can clear them. So any of the work that you've been doing, like if you've been doing inner work or shadow work, or any of the things that you haven't dealt with in your past, they are likely to come up at this time so that we are shining light on them. We can clear them, we can transmute them, we can work through them in a way that we can heal them so that we can move forward without this extra baggage that we've been carrying around so far. So if this has been helpful, let me know. If you're interested in learning Reiki, I'm running a Reiki Level 1 course this coming weekend. I still have 2 spots left. That's on the 1st and the 2nd of June. If you already have done your Reiki 1, then I'm also running a Reiki Level 2 course on the 22nd and 23rd of June. I still have spots for that course as well. I also have a brand new Protect Your Energy online course. It's in my bio or on my website, so you can definitely have a look there too. And I have a free The Magic of Reiki online course. It's 5 modules. We go through the principles of Reiki. I take you through some meditations and some distant Reiki healing to cleanse and clear your energy, which actually might be really helpful if you're experiencing these frequency upgrades as we go through, this light code frequency activation now. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself, be kind, be gentle, and I'll speak to you soon.